All right, so if you've watched any of my TikTok videos, then you know I like to talk about bands from back in the day, 80s, 70s, etc. But that doesn't mean that my playlist is exclusively 30, 40 years old. One of the current bands that I absolutely love that you can find on my playlist is Ghost. Now, I got turned on to them, not all that long ago when a buddy of mine sent me one of their live videos of Cirice, the song Cirice. And, I'm going to walk through my reaction of that song because that was the first one I'd heard from them. And it really kind of set the stage that turned me into a fan. And I'm going to walk you through why. So let me go ahead and press play here on the video. So the first time I hear that, I'm thinking, all right, so, again, not knowing anything about this band, I'm thinking, okay, so, yeah, you guys are, you're essentially paying tribute to Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd. I was also looking at the masks going, okay, what's the deal with that? So you're one of these kind of bands that wear masks. I'll be honest, it grew on me. I really dig the masks. And then you come to find out, they're the Nameless Ghouls. I like the pad synth in the background. Now, it's a fairly drawn-out opening, but I actually don't have a problem with that. I actually really dig songs that take their time to build. And then I see the Pope-looking dude, and I'm thinking, all right, what's this story? All right, nice build. So I really don't have a problem with the long, drawn-out builds. If in some scenarios, yeah, it can get boring. But I think if given the opportunity, it also can get you, really into the zone of the song. And in this case, it's given the opportunity for the crowd to start getting in by chanting with it. So, when the first time I heard this, I think I kind of went through the evolution where at first it's like, okay, I get it. But then I really found myself getting lulled into the song. Yeah, I liked that pause. You take it to silence. You create that awkward silence, and then you kind of punch through. And I really do like the way that the guitars are using the lower register. It's really a great sound. Now, I'll be honest, the first time I saw, and again, I didn't know Tobias's name at the time, but I'm just seeing this creepy looking Pope dude walking up to the mic, and I'm thinking, all right, here we go. I'm actually in my mind, I think I'm preparing for some screamo or something, really, again, low tones. I was caught off guard by the register of his voice. It's actually incredibly pleasant to listen to. Then on top of that, they're doing the harmonized backing vocal along with it, which I always think adds a cool effect. All right, now did you hear that? Let me rewind it just for a second. There's something they do in this song that I really love. So let's see. Right there, you hear the piano on the left hand doing that D flat. And I think it's just, it's simple, but it adds such a great effect because the keyboard cuts through all the distortion. And it creates a shift in the voicing of the song. Love it. So the first time I heard that transition, it caught me off guard, and that's where I'm really starting to get into this song and really starting to think about the band and how they compose, because they break you out of your assumptions and they take you to some place you just really weren't expecting. And in that case, you're going from this really heavy riff to all of a sudden this beautifully and gently played piano part, and it's such a nice and unique transition. And again, his vocals are gentle, great harmonies. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. It's such a great juxtaposition of hard and melodic. Yeah, another thing to point out too that I'm really liking, and a lot of metal nowadays, it feels like there's this need to just over ornament, or use too much ornamentation in the song, too much accent. Now, there's really nothing wrong with that. It's your personal choice. Like in classical music, I like Baroque music just fine, but one of the things that I get tired of it is all the ornamentation in the music, which is why I tend to prefer late Romantic to Impressionist classical music. I like the use of space. And in this case, they're not complicating anything. It's just a very good driven downbeat in the song. You get locked into that beat, and it's almost, you get lulled into the music. Can't you see that you're lost without me? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see. Great use of layers. So this song is all about layers. And right there, you've got that beautiful piano part, but this time the guitars are joining it, and they're playing along, synchronized to that part. Nice. Yeah. The keyboard's so cool. All right, so going into the guitar solo, what really caught my attention the first time that I saw this was, again, it's not that need to make it overly complex. They're actually playing within the minor pentatonic scale. There's a lot about the lead-in, the little preamble or whatever going to the guitar solo that made me think of Iron Maiden or the Scorpions. Very melodic, very melodic. And then when the keyboard comes in, again, it's about change up the voices. They do a lot with layers. They do a lot with shifting the voicing of the instrumentation within the song. And going from the electric guitar to the keyboard, took me back to early 90s, maybe some Dream Theater type sound. But it was just such a great shift. And I love organ.
Can't you see that you're lost without me? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you.
Great emotion.
I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you.
So that was the first song from Ghost that I'd ever been exposed to. And literally that was the way that my reactions flowed as I went through the song. And after I saw it for the first time, I won't lie, I replayed it countless times. I mean, I went from my first reaction being, all right, it's another, metal band, doing the whole mask or makeup type thing, whatever, to actually really digging their vibe and really digging their songwriting style. They're really drawn to the melody of the music, using harmonies, using layers. There's a really conscious and deliberate attempt in their songwriting to take the listener through the journey. And then as I started listening to more songs and more albums, the thing that I came to find about them is this one song actually shows technique that kind of represents their entire catalog, meaning that don't ever think that you know what their sound is, because you're probably going to hear another song immediately after within the album or somewhere else in the catalog that doesn't sound like the song that you liked. They play and they write the way that they want to play and write at the moment that they're writing the song. They don't allow themselves to be locked into a specific type of sound or songwriting style, which is probably why Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters took such an interest in them. Because in many ways, if you think about like the Foo Fighters' Concrete and Gold album, Dave also has an affinity for just writing the way that he wants to write with freedom from being locked into a particular style. So this is a band, I'm a big fan of Ghost. I dig them. You can absolutely find them in my playlist, going through all their albums. But this was the song that started it all for me. So if you're not familiar with them, check them out.